Hey, what's going on, everybody? So we are going to be doing a compost tea today, and I got to be upfront. I attempted to do this video originally when I did the unboxing video of the shop vac, but unfortunately it just got too dark and the video is just not of where I want it to be for you guys to see. So we're going to go ahead and do basically two recordings. I'm going to right now go ahead and water all the plants with the current batch, but then I'm going to go ahead and record basically the process and how I make the compost tea itself. So when I present it to you guys, I'm going to go ahead and flip those two segments. I'm going to go ahead and do the preparations first, and then I'm going to go ahead and show you the watering afterwards. So just know that when you see the daylight, it's going to definitely be darker when I actually get to mixing. Just know that that's what happened. But before we begin, I kind of want to take you around here. So I had requested, it was requested on one of the comments to go ahead and show like some before and after pics of these semi-dwarf trees and how well the basically mulch has been working. So right now I just kind of want to give you guys a good look. Let me go ahead and go to wide here. A good look on what the I believe this one right here that we're looking at is the Valencia orange, and I believe this is the blood orange. But right now, so you can see good, growth definitely starting to come off of this one, and this one is kind of starting here towards the top there as I'm taking leaves off, but and then we look down here, we're starting to get growth. So this one we're looking at right now, not so much, but I'm going to go ahead and show some before pictures, and go ahead and insert those right here. And then I'm going to show what it looked like afterwards on the last video. And then also I'm going to show you what it looks like now. Again, just kind of bringing you into here and then showing you down here. Just this little. So now that you guys seen that, it's good time to go ahead and do the compost tea, so let's send it. Hey, what's going on, everybody? So we are now I've just finished distributing all the compost tea. So now we're going to go ahead and set up for the next batch. So let me just go ahead and show you how we do this. So first thing I got to do is reassemble this. Normally, just so you know, I would have washed this all out, and so it was clean for the next time. But since it's going to be pretty fresh, we're going to go ahead and just connect it. So here. Put the other end on. Where did that piece go? Where did that piece go? There it is. Okay, next thing we'll do is put you on time lapse. I need to fill this up with water. Okay, so there's actually a lip from mine, two lips on this side and this side. I just wait till the water gets filled up above both of them. Right where I'm at, it's a little bit slanted down towards the grass. Next thing to do is to go ahead and plug in the air pump and then let this run for an hour. Now I need to let this sit for an hour because this is city water and the aeration helps all the chlorine leave. I actually do about 3 different things to make sure all the chlorine is taken care of. I'll show you that here in a little bit, but personally I don't want to wait an hour. I don't expect you to wait an hour. So I'm going to go talk to my boy Marty with the DeLorean, and I'm going to go ahead and jump ahead real fast and bring you guys along. So I'll see you in a matter of seconds, but for everyone else in the world it'll be a one hour. Alright, so we are back and it's time to go ahead and get the mix going. So the first thing you do is kind of build, for the compost tea, I build my tea bag. And what it consists of is 5 pounds of my worm castings when I have it. And I still got quite a bit. As a matter of fact, my next batch is probably going to be ready here in a month or two. Let's go ahead and put 5 pounds in. Now if you've been with me since, you know that I had sifted out all the worms from here so that there are no worms in this bucket. So I'm putting in, at least for the most part, there might be 1 or 2 stragglers in there, but I haven't seen any yet. on worms being in here after I've opened it up following. Alright, so once I got 5 pounds worth of worm castings, what I want to do is go ahead and make it a fungal dominated tea for my trees. So that what I'm going to add when I want to make it fungal dominated is I just add some oats. Now best is rolled oats, but this is all I got is some quick oats, so hey, I'm just going to send it. Okay, hopefully not fall. So just 1 cup of oats, and that'll do it. Now we got our tea bag. Alright, so like I mentioned, I ran this for an hour because I wanted all the chlorine to get out of it. Now there's 2 additional things I'm going to do just to make sure that chlorine is not going to affect my brew in a negative way. So I've aerated for an hour. Now I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of humic acid that I picked up from my local nursery. Just so you know, I use this sort of kit only for my compost tea. This is all I use, so that's why it's dirty, etc. One, two. Okay, so next I'm going to add my fish hydroxylate. I might be not pronouncing that correctly, so please forgive me. I use this Pacific Grow Ocean Hydroxide. It's basically has 10% biochar, and this stuff, when you throw it in here, you can see the reaction. So I'm going to go ahead and throw 2 more tablespoons of this into here, and watch the difference in the bubbling as soon as I put the first tablespoon in. See that? Let's see what happens when I put the next one in. I don't know why it does it, but every time I put this in, it seems like the bubbling gets a little bit more intense. The next ingredient we're going to add is some of this kelp mix, and I get Cali-soluble kelp mix, apparently from Kelp for Less. They have to make a different one because of California standards, so I'm not sure what that is, but unfortunately I have to buy like the more expensive one since they ship it here to California. So go ahead and put in half a cup. And I'll be honest, normally people do their compost tea only for about a day or 2. If I were to do this only for a day or 2, I would have to mix this up in water to kind of get it so it becomes water soluble. But since I'm going to be running this for like 5-6 days, basically it's Tuesday today, I'm going to go ahead and probably be watering on Sunday once I get back from my Jeep trip. I'm going to have, when it goes for that long, it will become fully water soluble and not be worried about mixing. In the past, when I've just decided to just throw this all in after doing only a day or 2, it was still at the bottom of my bucket here. So if you're only doing it for a day or 2 and you're looking just to get a pretty basic bacteria dominated brew, then make sure you mix this up prior to putting it in. Alright, and to be honest, I could stop there, but I'm not going to. I'm going to keep adding some more stuff. I have some additional fish fertilizer for additional natural nitrogen from High Creations Noble Gills. These are liquid fish fertilizer. I'm going to just throw in roughly about, we'll see, probably no more than probably a shot worth, so about an ounce or so. I also have some of this fish fertilizer that I'm just trying to get rid of, so I'm going to go ahead and mix this up and go ahead and add this also. I also got some of the seaweed extract that I picked up from my local nursery. Oops, got to mix it up correctly. And then the final thing is I'm going to put in another half cup of this kelp meal from EB Stone. Again, I picked up from my local nursery. Well, maybe I'm going to put in a little extra. Okay, the brew is created, and now all I got to do is just put in the tea bag and clamp it down. I like to use 2 clips because one time I only used 1 clip, and I found it not connected when I came back a few days later. Alright, so that's going to soak up, and all the biology is going to go ahead and start spreading and multiplying from this bag. And just the last little tidbit is, if you want to improve the biology soil for your annual plants, like your leafy greens or anything that comes and goes in about a year, you'll want to have primarily a bacteria dominated. But since I use this mostly for my trees and everything, especially because I got some young ones I really want to get growing very well, I'm trying to get a fungal dominated. So once you got everything in place, you just go ahead and cap it off. And then come Sunday, I'm going to go ahead and distribute it. Okay, so I cannot find my watering bucket, but we're going to just use this 10-quart, basically 2-gallon bucket to go ahead and water, because normally I had a 2-gallon green watering jug, but I don't know where that is right now. We might have trashed it, so let's go ahead and open this up. Alright, so definitely got things all kind of over here. So first thing I'm going to do is going to go ahead and take out the tea bag. Going to go ahead and drain it out, and then I'm going to go ahead and take it over to whichever one that I feel wants special treatment. And for this particular batch, we're going to go ahead and take it to the avocado tree, because I really want that one to do well. Alright, let's go on over. Alright, so nothing too special here. Just going to go ahead and pull back some mulch. Now I'm going to go ahead and just dump this around here. Go ahead and cover that up with mulch now. And there, we just let it'll go ahead and sink on in and hopefully provide some great nutrition to the in biology to this avocado tree to help it be able to absorb and will be able to convert all the nutrition in this area and make it so that the plant is ready to absorb it. All right, let's go ahead and start doing some of the compost distribution. Okay, nothing too fancy here. We're going to go ahead and just fill this up. Now, normally my water bucket was big enough to go ahead and big enough to basically keep the air going while I was doing the bucket, but that's obviously too big. So let's go ahead and turn off the air and disassemble this so I can put so I can easily access the tea with this container. All right, now it's gonna be pretty easy and actually pretty fast, because this will obviously be able to take up the water no problem. All right, let's just go on over to the first tree. Now, normally it's recommended to water when the area is not being directly hit by the sun, but I'm putting in quite a lot and it'll immediately sink down. And plus, I'm kind of time limited to do this video, so I need to go. I don't have many options. I need to go ahead and get this if I want to get this video out. All right, so let's just do it. Nothing significant here. We're just going to water and basically give it a probiotic drink. It's sinking in, and that's it. Let's go ahead and go to the next one, the next one, and the next one. I don't know how well you can see it here, but you got some growth just continuing to expand all over this tree. So as one door closes, another one opens. I actually like using this instead of my watering bucket I had before, because I can fill it up so much more quickly. All right, we'll go ahead and get the lime tree now. Now we're getting to the shade area, so that's good for the plant, and so that the bacteria and fungus isn't being killed by the UV, at least the stuff on the surface. This fig tree is definitely going to need a good drink, since we're pretty much starting it from scratch. All right, here's my money maker, or I should say my money saver once the avocados get going. Very curious to see if we're actually going to get some avocados this year. If not this year, I'm very confident it'll be next year. So I've now actually skipped over from the middle and came all the way over here to this end because I'm prioritizing some of these trees on this end. I want them to make sure they get a good drink. And just in case I run out, Big Bertha is already well established, so I'm not too worried about that one, but want to make sure we at least get these done. All right, here's the orange tree. Look at just all this growth coming in. Heck, I wouldn't be, hey girls, I wouldn't be surprised if we actually get oranges this year. Definitely give this one a good drink. All right, got the papaya tree. Okay, so got a few things going on here. We got the avocado, the ashwagandha, and the elderberry. I'm going to kind of just prioritize a little bit here on the avocado, and then just kind of drop it back here on top and just water the plants with it. Probably got more ashwagandha than I did elderberry, but as long as it's over here, it'll do good. I'm going to go ahead and get the next two trees, and if I have some more at the end, I'll go ahead and do a little bit more on the elderberry. But I think I'm going to do, it's starting to get low, so I don't have that much option on what I can do. So I'm going to go ahead and put a nice little load around the pomegranate tree, and then probably just dump the rest on Big Bertha. All right, let's do the last 3 or 2. Yeah, again, pretty low. I'm not even able to get a whole bucket full now, so... Alright, pomegranate tree is taken care of. Next, I'm going to bring you guys to wide and show you what I do when it gets down low and I'm not able to get a good bucket full. All right, so that'll do it. We basically, what the good thing is, since I'm putting in the compost tea today into the ground, the day after tomorrow we're going to get some rain, and that's really going to help it kind of sink in to the ground and hopefully, you know, take root and start to help in the root system basically be able to convert the nutrients to the water soluble form that they can drink up. You know, it is pretty interesting. It's pretty kind of cool. You sort of feel like you're doing a science experiment almost every time. As a matter of fact, there are some warnings out there saying be careful on basically what you put into it because you don't want to brew a pathogen and then just kill off your plants. So that's why I tend to use things that I know have a high probability of being safe. Number one, I'm using my worm casting. That's definitely very good. And then if necessary, I'll just, if I get it, if I run out of that, then I just use some of the soil from the ground anyways, that I know I've been conditioning up and keeping it pretty organic or even beyond organic. But anyways, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one.